Hi, I'm very honored to present you this following monthly update on Clickly. And if you don't know, Clickly it's a visual development tool for mobile applications, meaning you can create a mobile application, fully functional native mobile application right here in the visual editor. And different team members can collaborate in real time. Designers can focus on design and styling and pixel perfect design, whatever they need, and everything that is actually possible in the code here is available in the visual way. All the settings and everything, all the native settings, parameters, properties, everything is exposed and available. And besides designers, engineers, developers can focus on logic, on data integrations, on everything that is more like technical. So different team members can collaborate and help each other build this app. And they both work not in Figma, not in the source code that should be compiled, not in a prompt editor, but in the medium they are developing for, and they can test it using this QR code and test it as a native app on a mobile phone and on as many mobile phones at the same time as they need. So it's really great, I believe. But enough sales pitch. In this video, I want to show you all the new things, improvements that I've done this last month. So basically, the focus of this last month was on the developer experience in Clickly and give more building blocks and abilities to build stuff. And mainly, it's all about logic and data integrations. And now you can have like all the logic that is connected to this particular screen, all all it integrated here, and you see that screens have so-called assets, and you can know what types of assets. So for this screen, for instance, we have three data states and one mutation, and mutation is basically the action flow that is happening when you're trying to sign in. And this mutation and queries, if you are familiar with the React, it's basically exactly the same as use query and use mutation hooks, which again gives you this power of software development in a visual way. And you can go and test and create and do everything. And besides this, also some new building blocks for UI logic, meaning here we have this component called alternatives, and depends on different condition we show different status message. It just checks the conditions one by one, and the first, which is like truthful and saying like yes, this condition is true, it shows this. And in this case you can change UI dynamically. And in this case, we can go with this sign in button. What's happening here? We see that it calls the data mutation sign in. And another great thing is now you can like drill down the things to understand what's going on inside instead of jumping outside and trying to find, okay, where's this data mutation in this screen? Here it is. You can just from one place drill down and like build everything in from one place instead of losing your work context. Now you can build everything like from one place basically. So we see this data mutation, it has all the advanced settings, everything we need, and maybe we don't need, but we might need in the future. And then the action flow, and then we see what's happening. We call the global action flow to sign in with some UI state as parameters, and then we can drill down even further. And we see, okay, that's the logic. And that's another thing what was added this last month is ability of having conditional logical branching, like if else conditions, catching errors conditions, and loops, and parallel execution on different flows. All these things are now possible in action flows, which makes this basically action flows as visual programming language. It makes it Turing complete. It's a term from computer science, which means that it allows you to express basically everything you want, any types of logic and conditions and checking parameters. It's all possible now here in Clickly in action flows. So again, and different team members can focus on different pieces of this logic. And also logic, I reorganized it a little bit now. Instead of having different like data formulas and action flows separately, now it's all together, but you can organize them in folders as much as you need, and you can create different types of logic. For now, there are three types: action flows, data formulas, which is both are basically executing some code and giving you some results, and then app state, which is holds some state. And in this simple example, we have uh, auth session as a state that holds the current state, whether the user signed in or not, and the sign in session, sign in action flow. And here, again, in a visual way, without the need to learn the language, it's all these things with the language, its syntax and everything. You just see, okay, it has basically four steps, uh, and it cleans the session, then it does some requests, and we can see what this request consists of, and then the result of the request goes to this auth session global state, and then we have this condition that depends whether this state has session ID. We navigate to a profile, and then while you're building all this, you can test it in runtime, meaning you can open this application in a mobile phone using this Expo Go application, and you can run it as a native app, or you can open, by the way, also in the browser. But the point is I'm making is while you're testing your app, and you are changing something in the editor, you don't need to reload your page, your app. Just changes are immediate, even changes to the logic, and it helps you to test everything in runtime without losing your, again, context of your work, whatever you're doing, the state of your application. And here, for instance, it just does this thing. It navigates. That's just what we saw. And let's corrupt this password, and we'll see it doesn't make the navigation to another page. It just shows you different message that there are some invalid credentials. So all those things, and besides those, there are some improvements, new integrations, new building blocks for logic, for UI. All those things are like make Clickly more mature and more prepared for real world applications. And I'm super proud of that, super glad. And just I invite you to try and give me a feedback. I appreciate any feedback you can give, whether it's positive or not really positive. I appreciate it anyway. And just wanted to mention, I continue my experiments with generative AI, and there are some, I'm playing with different models. For instance, this one is just a simple Hacker News application that I'm trying to create. Or this one is, these three, by the way, were created based on a simple prompt, even without showing any screenshots, nothing. It just figured out itself. And this one was created from Figma, which is also another, I believe, promising thing to have, is allow developers, designers, first of all, even, to export their designs from Figma, or be able to have this connect between Figma and Clickly. If depends where you feel comfortable. If you have already some design in Figma, that could be a really great opportunity and win. So here it is for now. Development is, I continue the development. It's actively in development. Many things are changing. Many actually things are changing based on the user's feedback. So if you have any feedback, you can affect the development as well, the priorities, what will be fixed and changed. Feel free to reach out to me. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being interested in Clickly. I appreciate that. you're part of the journey basically, though I'm solo founder and only one in the team for now. But I feel your support and your feedback is really valuable to me. So thank you very much and have a great day.